So I think we're on page 147, where
Page
we be
457.
457. He sees the long results of an all-wise force.
Are you on 457?
Yeah,
Okay, so the last to last week we had stopped after the two lines, and then on Monday we read a few lines and we discussed we can read those lines and move into the new lines today.
yeah, very good. Okay,
So
that's
we
fine.
start reading on the third line, and when we finish that, I will let you know. And
What is the third line?
a greatness in thy daughter's soul resides.
Yes, yes, okay. 457. Let me get here to that. Uh,
So, regarding what you were saying earlier, I think when you spoke, what came to me was I frequently call for mother's protection so that I'm not affected by these energies that are moving on the outside.
and this is the only way, truly, to get around this. It's
Mm.
important to be informed
Yeah,
about the world situation, but we don't need to take any part in its sadness or in its evil.
correct.
Yeah, so the best thing is always to ask mother to come in.
Yes,
And I think I might have told you where Sri Aurobindo says the divine is not in us.
mm.
We are in the divine.
That's so
It's
beautiful.
a difference, huh?
Yeah,
So let's concentrate a little
yeah.
bit and then start.
Number 457, the third line. A greatness in thy daughter's soul resides that can transform herself and all around, but must cross on stones of suffering to its goal. Although designed like a nectar cup of heavenly ether made, she sought this air, she
Yeah,
too.
you're a little bit chopped up too much.
Okay,
Uh,
let me disconnect the
so
video.
we have to connect, yes, and we have to. You have to, uh, but must cross on stones of suffering to its goal. We can't break that up.
Okay,
And of heavenly ether made, she sought this
this
air.
air.
That too, you can slow it down a little bit, but not so much. So
Understood.
let's start again. A greatness.
A greatness in thy daughter's soul resides that can transform herself and all around, but must cross on stones of suffering to its goal. Although designed like a nectar cup of heavenly ether made, she sought this air. She too must share the human need of grief, and all her cause of joy transmute to pain. The mind of mortal man is led by words. His sight retires behind the walls of thought and looks out only through half-opened doors. He cuts the boundless truth into sky strips, and every strip he takes for all the heavens. He stares at infinite possibility and gives to the plastic vast the name of chance. He sees the long result of an all-wise force, planning a sequence of steps in endless time. But in its links imagines a senseless chain, or the dead hand of cold necessity. He answers not to the mystic mother's heart, misses the ardent heavings of her breast, and feels cold, rigid limbs of lifeless law. So this is where we had stopped the other
Yeah,
day.
not bad, but why do you emphasize something like but? But in its links imagines no, but
Okay.
in its links imagines a
Things.
senseless
Okay.
chain.
Got it.
Good. Other than
And
that,
I
very
think
good.
also because of iambic, like, we can't, it has to come. But in the links imagines a senseless chain.
Yeah, but see, it's but in da da da
Para.
da da
But
da
in
da
its
da.
links imagines a senseless chain.
Yes.
Okay.
But so we can't accent
Okay,
but
understood.
but in its links. Okay.
Got
Very
it.
okay. Good reading. So now we will continue on with the will of the timeless.
Yes. Yeah. The will of the timeless working out in time, in the free absolute steps of cosmic truth. He thinks a dead machine or unconscious fate.
Now I did find something on the cosmic truth,
Okay.
not just truth, but cosmic truth from
Yeah.
Sri.
Shall I read?
Yes, it's in the lexicon.
Yeah. I had actually, like, I think when we were reading before, I had come across this
Hmm.
cosmic truth. The cosmic truth is the view on things of a cosmic consciousness in which things are seen in their true essence and their true relation to the divine and to each other. The cosmic truth is the truth of things as they are at present expressed in the universe. The divine truth is independent of the universe, above it, and originates it.
And
Yet,
originates it. Yes, very important.
yeah, yeah.
And it's above the universe, and it's independent of the universe.
Hmm.
It's divine truth,
Hmm.
and it originates the universe.
Hmm.
It forms the universe.
Okay. Yet, there is still the unknown underlying oneness which compels us to strive slowly towards some form of harmony, of interdependence, of concording, of discords, of a difficult unity. But it is only by the evolution in us of the concealed superconscient powers of cosmic truth and of the reality in which they are one that the harmony and unity we strive for can be dynamically realized in the very fiber of our being and all its self expression, and not merely in imperfect attempts, incomplete constructions, ever changing approximations.
This is exactly what we're seeing today.
Hmm.
We don't have this ability to find this, he says, difficult unity.
Hmm.
And only the evolution in us of the concealed superconscious powers of cosmic truth
Hmm.
and of that reality, we can then only having that can we strive towards this harmony.
Hmm.
We're
Shall I
far.
read that one once again?
Yeah, it would be a good idea
Yeah.
because you read it quite well, but
Yeah, but it was like a long sentence for me to quickly comprehend.
yes, yes. Read it again, sure.
Yeah. Yet there is still the unknown, underlying oneness, which compels us
No,
to.
it's the unknown underlying oneness. It's not the
Okay,
unknown.
okay,
It's this oneness that underlies everything that is still unknown.
okay. Yet there is still the unknown underlying oneness, which
Yes.
compels us to strive slowly towards some form of harmony or interdependence, of concording of discords, of a difficult unity. But it is only by evolution in us of the
By,
concealed
by the evolution in us.
by the evolution in us of the concealed superconscient powers of cosmic truth and of the reality in which they are one, that the harmony and unity we strive for can be dynamically realized in the very fiber of our being and all its self expression. Okay, it's like uh,
The fiber of our being and all
being,
its self-expression.
yeah, and not merely in the imperfect atoms, incomplete constructions, ever changing approximations. So I think that's the pause, right?
Yes. So we see here on the world scene that they are not striving for unity and harmony.
Yeah,
This is the great flaw. Sri
yeah.
Aurobindo says the supermind, which I'm reading now in this long series,
Hmm.
I'm up to number 10. There are 14 sections of it, and
Okay.
it's all his answers to disciples on the supermind and what it can do,
Okay.
how it can do it, and how it will do it. And he
Hmm.
says human efforts can slow it down, but they can never block it completely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we are now seeing that human efforts are blocking even harmony and
Hmm.
unity, as he writes here in The Life Divine,
Yeah.
which he wrote, if you think about it, in the 40s. How many years it's been that he wrote that and saw that?
Hmm.
1950 when he left his body,
Yeah.
60, 80, 90, 2000, 2010, 2020, 71 years
Hmm.
ago he wrote this. And it's just as true today as it was then, maybe
Yeah.
even more so
Or yeah.
today with such problems that we are facing.
Yeah. And
So
actually, Sri Aurobindo wrote most of his stuff before the 20s, right?
before what?
He wrote most of his things in Aryan publication, which was around the 20s, right? 1920s.
Yes. So from the 20s to the fifth to 1950, we have about 25 years that he was right.
Hmm. Okay.
The most powerful stuff, I think, came in the 40s.
Okay.
But you can't really say that because the ideal of human unity and the human cycle were early works,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Which were
they're
published in Arya.
just as true today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So man thinks this will of the timeless that is working out in time is
Hmm.
just a dead machine or an unconscious fate.
Mm-hmm.
And we did fate, I believe, right?
Yes.
We've
Yes.
done fate already. And then Sri Aurobindo will tell us that this magician, of course, it's the divine magician, his formulas have made these laws of matter.
Mm-hmm.
We've done matter.
Matter, I don't remember. Let me just check. I think we have done matter, but let me just check. I think we did it
Thought
like
we-
some time back, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I
So,
thought we had done it also,
yeah.
but maybe not.
No, I haven't. I think we have read it before I was marking it on the pen, or when I didn't have the book. You read it for me, or something like that, because I've not marked it in the book. So
Good.
maybe I read.
So, do you want to read it or me move on?
Yeah, I can read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important because, and it's not long. They're
Yeah.
brief sentences. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Matter is by no means fundamentally real. It is a structure of energy. Matter is the form of substance of being which the existence of Satchitananda, a trinity of existence, consciousness, and delight, assumes when it subjects itself to this phenomenal action of its own consciousness and force. The matter is the body or field of a consciousness hidden within it. The material universe is a form and movement of the spirit.
Yeah. Not is a form, but just a form of the and movement of the spirit.
Okay, universe of form.
Sometimes you're reading it and you add a word or miss a word. Right?
Sorry.
You're reading a little too fast, but that's okay. I think that key last phrase is so important.
Mm,
The whole material universe is simply a form and movement of the spirit.
hmm.
Hard for us to
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
looking as we do with material eyes at a material universe.
yes,
Very, very difficult to understand that.
yeah.
If we could understand that the spirit moves and forms the material universe, we would see it very differently.
Mm,
I'm blessed in that I can see it a little bit in nature
mm,
with the birds, the animals, and the flowers.
yeah.
That I can see that movement a little bit.
Mm,
But to see the movement in terms of humanity,
mm,
in terms of people of different governments, of different
yeah,
colors and
yeah.
persuasions, is a bit challenging, yes.
Yes, especially in the current conditions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, carry on then.
The creative energy in matter is a movement of the power of the spirit. Matter itself cannot be the original and ultimate reality. At the same time, the view that divorces matter and spirit and puts them as opposites is unacceptable. Matter is a form of spirit, a
A
habitation
spirit.
of spirit.
I
Okay.
didn't get, yeah, okay. Yeah. So Sri Aurobindo is reinforcing that first sentence again,
Yeah.
that all of matter is simply a form of spirit, and a habitation. Well, a habitation is when we live in something or something
Yes.
in us. Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Carry on.
Matter means the evolution of the conscious delight of existence in self oblivious force and in a self dividing, infinitesimally disintegrated form of substance. I'll read
It-
that again. Matter
yeah.
means
Wait.
the in.
Wait a second. It's not disintegrated. It's disaggregated.
Disaggregated. Okay.
Okay.
Matter means the involution of the conscious delight of existence in self oblivious force and in a self-dividing, infinitesimally disaggregated form of substance.
So this is interesting, the synthesis of yoga,
Mm.
because I might have told you before that Madhav Pandit said to me one day, there could be no evolution if there was not first an involution.
Mm.
Something has to come down first
Yeah,
in order for life to evolve from the stone and the fish and
yeah.
the animal and man.
Mm.
And it's by that involution. So here he says it's the involution of what? Of the conscious delight of existence in a force that is now self oblivious and self dividing and infinitesimally disaggregated form of substance. Yeah, we're not together yet. We have not come together yet
Yes,
in
yes,
our bodies and in our beings and in our minds.
yes. Even parts of ourself, like, most of the time I cannot even agree within myself. So,
Very true. Very true. Carry on. Good.
matter is only so much mobile energy vibrating intensely into form.
And see, now that's an early, early book, Essays in Philosophies and Yoga.
Yoga, okay.
And probably done just around 1920 or a little earlier. And
Okay.
how perfectly true it is. It's
Yeah,
only energy vibrating intensely into form. And
yeah.
this is exactly where science has reached at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
They do see matter as an energy
Yeah,
that vibrates into form.
yeah.
They don't say the divine yet. They'll
Yes.
get they'll get there. Okay.
Spirit, and here in matter itself, there can be a realization of spirit. Matter is but a form of consciousness. Matter, substance itself, subtle or dense, mental or material, is form and body of spirit, and would never have been created if it could not be made a basis for the self expression of the spirit.
So beautiful.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
matter would never even been made.
yeah,
Imagine that. That means
yeah,
this whole material world would not exist
yeah.
unless it was made as a basis for the self
Self
expression.
expression. Yeah.
I mean, it just takes us into such realms of understanding
Yes.
that only Sri Aurobindo can do. Wow. Okay.
Matter is a formation of life that has no real existence apart from the informing universal spirit which gives it its energy and substance.
Hmm.
Matter is a formation of life that has no real existence apart from the informing universal spirit which gives it its energy and substance.
So, once again, unless that informing universal spirit is active, then only can matter have energy and substance.
Ah, okay, now I understand. Okay.
Uh, it's a brilliant, brilliant statement because
Mm,
it is a formation of life, but without that informing universal spirit, it would have no real existence.
mhm. In fact, matter itself is only an obscure form of the spirit. For there seems to be no reason why life should evolve out of material elements or mind out of living form unless we accept the Vedic unless we accept the Vedantic solution.
No.
Sorry.
Vedantic. Vedantic.
Unless we accept the Vedantic solution that life is already involved in matter and mind. Um, unless we accept the Vedantic solution that life is already involved in matter and mind in life, because in essence matter is a form of veiled life, a form of veiled consciousness.
Yeah, and it's so powerful here because he says that matter is a form of life that is veiled,
Yeah.
and life itself is a form of consciousness that
Mm-hmm.
is veiled.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So our time is almost up, but let's do a
Yes.
few more lines.
Okay, I was thinking we can just read freshly from the next class
Yeah,
also.
from okay, good idea.
Yeah, so we'll just begin the will of the timeless working out of time from the next sentence. We have already covered matter and cosmic truth, so we can just keep moving on.
Very good.
Okay, so I just read these two lines and we stop maybe.
Sure.
The will of timeless working out
No,
in
the will of the times.
the will of the timeless working out in time in the free absolute steps of cosmic truth. He thinks a dead machine or unconscious fate.
Well, this is the problem of humanity
Hmm.
that man ascribes too much to the idea of fate, to the concept of fate.
Hmm.
And have we done fate before?
Yes, we have done fate before.
Okay, because it's so important, huh? That
Yeah, it's a long one also, right? If I remember it
it's not
correct.
so long, but there's a long one on the letters. There's just one long paragraph on the
Ah,
letters
okay.
on
But we have
yoga.
done it. I've marked it as done.
Very good, very good. So karma is different than the
Okay.
West think it is.
Yeah.
It's the Indian concept of karma, Sri Aurobindo is very, very clear on.
Mm.
So we will begin next week with a magician's formulas.
Yeah, we can do that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now Jessal is in England. She's doing
Okay.
some work in England, so I have her next.
Okay.
Okay. Very
Thank
good
you so
day.
much, Narad.
Huh?